What if I told you that the virgin birth is actually based off a mistranslation and not based off prophecy to be fulfilled? And we all know about in the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 23, it says, the virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. Now, I've heard that quoted many times. I'm sure you have as well. And I would have you know that I waited till after Christmas to share this video. So, what does this actually mean? That a virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel. Now, this is coming from the book of Matthew, and the author of the book of Matthew is trying to set up this expectation that, hey, that the Christ was going to be born of a virgin, as in the book of Isaiah, chapter 7, verse 14, that's what it says, that a virgin will conceive and give birth to a son. Now, that's what the author of Matthew is arguing. Now, there's a problem with this because Matthew, according to mainstream Orthodox Christians, was authored by Matthew. However, according to me, and I guess most of critical scholarship, we believe that Matthew wasn't written by Matthew, one of the 12. Now, how does this tie into each other? Like, what I'm actually getting at here? Well, if you read this passage in the book of Isaiah, chapter 7, verse 14, if you read it in the Hebrew, the word for a virgin that's translated as a virgin there is the word almah. Now, almah in Hebrew means young woman and not virgin. So then why is it that in the book of Matthew, he's quoting this as if to say, hey, you see, a virgin had to conceive? Well, the author of Matthew ended up using a Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, and this is called the Greek Septuagint. Now, what this is, in around 200 to 300 BC, in that time frame, in Alexandria, Egypt, the Hebrew Bible was translated into Greek. So the author of Matthew is using a Greek translation of the Hebrew Old Testament, of the Hebrew book of Isaiah chapter 7. So in the Greek Septuagint, it incorrectly translates almah as virgin, or almah as parthenon, which means a virgin. So this is just a translation. Maybe it was an accident, maybe it was on purpose. We don't really know for sure. Now, this can mean more than one thing, okay? So the first point is that, well, obviously now it looks like this, that the author of Matthew trying to set the expectation that the Christ had to come from a virgin isn't really true, because in the Hebrew it's young woman and not a virgin. Well, meaning a young woman doesn't necessarily mean a virgin. There is a different word for the word virgin in Hebrew. So there's that, and then there's the other aspect of this, which is this kind of proves that the author of Matthew wasn't Matthew, one of the 12. Because if he was, why would he need to quote from the Greek Septuagint and not from the Hebrew text itself? So that's more food for thought for you. So there's two things that we learned here today. One, that behold, a virgin will conceive is a mistranslation. It actually says, behold, a young woman will conceive. And also, that verse, I'm sure if you ask people who are actually Jewish, they would say it's not talking about a future Christ or a future Messiah. It's talking about something else. There's context to it, is basically what I'm saying. Did you know this? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much.